Hi, Match.
Hi, Lindsay.
Hi.
Should I look at you and restate the questions?
No, you should look here. Look down here. There you go. I like this better. This is like at home with Match.
Okay.
So, tell me a little bit about the documentary, what you're doing.
The documentary that I'm making is about Nick and Lindsay, and it's about Nick's recovery from a parachute accident that took both of his legs and injured his spinal cord and a host of other back injuries and internal injuries, and how Nick and Lindsay have remained together throughout and battled back to the point where Nick can jump again and is getting his life back.
Cool, man. I'm glad to have you here. I feel like Sally Jesse Raphael.
We're very glad to be here, Lindsay.
Why do you want to make this documentary? How does this resonate with you?
Well, one thing I thought was particularly inspiring or different about it was you see people in difficult situations all the time, in every part of the world. You see death and starving and injuries and roadside bombs and to a very small degree, people say, oh, that's inspiring, or that makes me feel good about what I have, or whatever. But I really only feel like that's a very fleeting and small thing. What I found to be so different about Nick's situation was he was injured, and in a way that you may say, oh, it makes me thankful that I have my legs and I don't have a spinal cord injury. But what I found to be actually completely different and inspiring about it was the fact that both of them had such a positive attitude of the recovery process and moving forward, that there wasn't really the woe is me and self what's the word I'm looking for? Self-pity, I guess.
Self-pity.
It was just that sort of positive attitude in the face of a hell of amount of adversity was pretty different and pretty inspiring, I thought. And I thought it was a story that needed to be told.
What is the central theme of your documentary? What are you trying to weave in here as the message throughout that?
Well, I think what I got out of the story, what has helped Nick and Lindsay throughout the whole process, is just the concept of love. That Lindsay wasn't going anywhere when Nick's accident happened. She was going to help him throughout the entire recovery, and Nick wasn't willing to simply fade into the background and forget about skydiving and the community and friends that he had. That love of the sport and that love of each other was what gave them that incredible positive attitude to move forward.
Excellent. Love that. Love that. So what are your plans with the finished documentary, and when do you see it being complete?
I'm hoping that I'll have a rough cut of the whole feature sometime in February, late February. And then, a polished, finished product maybe in late March, beginning of April. And from there, I think the first step would be put it into film festivals so that it can get out there and be seen by not only the general public, but potential distributors for television, theater, and TV. And hopefully somebody would see it, pick it up, and say, hey, I want to put this movie in theaters, or I want to put it on DVD or television and get it out to the masses.
And what have you decided to name the documentary, and why?
At the moment, the working title is Get Busy Living, because that was kind of Nick's slogan for the last year and a half on the website and stickers, and I liked where it came from, which I found out recently was one of Nick's favorite quotes, get busy living or get busy dying. And I think that really encompasses both Nick and Lindsay's attitude toward life.
How do you think you choosing to tell the story is... Okay, that's not what I mean to say. Cut. No.
Who
Who farted? Tell us a little bit about yourself and why you think your perspective of telling this story is going to be effective and awesome.
So I've been a skydiver for 12 years now. I guess this coming year, 2013, will be my 12th year of being a skydiver. And I've also been a filmmaker in various jobs for the same amount of time, about 12 years. So I knew Nick and Lindsay for a while before the accident. So I knew them as friends prior to, and I think my knowledge as a filmmaker and as a skydiver just allows me a different perspective, I guess a more intimate perspective on the emotions connected to skydiving than a normal filmmaker would have, than an outsider would have. I think I have a little more knowledge because I am myself a passionate skydiver that loves to be in the air. So I think I understand that, and I think I would be able to better relate that understanding.
Very cool, Match. Very cool. Anything you want to add to this, like a website or your full name, phone number, your marital status, anything like that? You know, he's single, ladies.
I'm Pisces. We're known as very gentle lovers. Pisces are. The website is getbusylivingmovie.com, which also will link to nickfener.com, Nick's website, where Lindsay has her blog. I'm very excited to be on that. It's almost like being mentioned on CNN, to be honest. I'm looking forward to that. Not many people get mentioned on the blog. This is not a small deal. I'm not taking that lightly. You know, I'm just looking forward to seeing it all come together. Every time I shoot more of it, shoot an interview, shoot some B-roll, every little piece gets me more excited about the whole because I can see it come together in my head. And I've also told quite a bit of friends about it. And I definitely think I'm on the right track because everyone I've told about it has kind of sat back for a second. So wow, that's a really amazing story. And they also ask me like, well, yeah, let me know when this comes out or I can see it because I'd like to watch this. So I think it'll be good. I know it will.
I think so too, Match.
It's really great to be here on Letterman. Good night.